Hey y'all, welcome to the Honesty Circle. It is me, your host, Sierra Elise, and I hope you're taking care of not only your spiritual mental health, but I hope you're taking care of your emotional and physical health so you can be your best self this week. Today's episode is going to be about working through your feelings. We all get down sometimes. We get in our feelings, we get in bad moods, but instead of working through those emotions, we just let those moods overtake us. And in those moods, we can treat people bad, just feel not your best. And so one day for me, I was in my feelings for 2 days straight. And I was like, all right, Sierra, you've had enough. I've had enough of this. I better do something to fix this. So I pulled out my notes, my handy dandy notes, and I just started making a list of a mindset that I wanted to change while in my feelings. Also, a list of things that help me get out of my feelings or make me feel better. And so what I did is I called it New Rules for When I'm in My Feelings. And I'm going to read you just a few things that were in my notes that I wrote down. My first thing I wrote down was cancel out negative thoughts, pray and ask God for help, don't listen to music that speaks to my current state, watch New Girl for good laughs, journal and ask the question, why am I feeling this way? And the last thing I have was fighting the urge to post on social media and just keep how I'm feeling to myself. And this list might seem like things that are no-brainers or, things that really don't hold any weight. But for me, these are all things that help me work through what I'm feeling and also change how I'm feeling. And it's crazy because that same day I was listening to a podcast from one of my favorite podcasters. It's called Therapy for Black Girls. And she had an episode called Coping Kit. And in that episode, she gave things to have in a kit or a box that when you feel some type of way or you're feeling sad or things like that, that are going to help you. And so the past list and the list that I created after listening to that episode are things that I use when I am feeling some type of way or whatever. In that episode, she did a really good job of not telling you exactly what to have in your coping kit, but giving you like a guide into how to create your coping kit. In that coping kit, I put a candle, pictures of old happy times, a collection of scriptures and quotes that keep my mind grounded, a playlist, a stress ball, puzzles, and a journal. I suggest that you guys really listen to that episode because I'm not going to give exactly what she said because, that's her thing. But what I wanted to do is give my version of how to stay prepared and to work through your emotions. So one, I suggest having a coping kit. Listening to that episode, the coping kit from Therapy for Black Girls, you will find what you need in your kit that are going to help you when you are feeling a need to cope. Second tip is create the list and the kit while you are not in that state of being in your feelings or feeling sad or feeling down. It's best to create that prior to or when you're just in a good mood, because then one, you can think clearly to create it, and two, you're prepared for when you are in those moods. Because I feel like when you're in your feelings and you're feeling down, you're not going to want to figure out, okay, what do I need to do to make me feel better? It's best to already have that list. So it's like, I'm feeling down, I'm feeling in a mood. And so I'm going to go straight to that list, go straight to what I already have to help me work through and prepare those things. Another thing too is not allowing yourself to continue to let the mood overtake you and act out that mood. It's important to not let yourself act out or treat people through the lens of having an attitude or being in your feelings, because you don't want to take out what you're personally feeling on anybody else. The third thing I want to share are a few questions to guide your thinking to identifying and then working through those emotions. So the first thing I want you to ask yourself, and you can either write these down or just, process them to yourself. Number one is, what are you feeling? start off the sentence and say, I am feeling, and then finish it out. So example is like, I am feeling sad. And then after that, go through and describe like the sadness that you're feeling. If there's like any physical barriers. So it's like, I'm feeling sad. And in that, I'm also feeling sleepy, sluggish, and I also have an attitude. So going through and identifying exactly what it is that you are feeling. The second thing is identify and figuring out why you're feeling this way. Where did this come from? When did I start feeling this? What happened around me when I started feeling this way? And noting that will help identify different patterns that you have. The next thing is figuring out how you act in those feelings. So it's like, I was sad, I had an attitude, and so I snapped at my friend. And that will help you identify and figuring out like what behavior is associated with those particular feelings. The last part to think about is the analyzation part. Thinking about the situation, and is it a situation that you can control? And if it's not something you can control, how can you accept and begin to figure out what you're going to do moving forward about that situation? You also want to think about, is this something that was like an over exaggeration, or is it an appropriate response to the situation? And these are not quite easy questions to answer. This is not something that's like, quick and easy, a one-word answer. This is something that you really have to think about and work through, because working through these emotions helps us learn ourselves and also helps you to navigate moving forward. Personally, I like to write down answers to these questions, and I kind of give explanations and dates and stuff like that, because for me, it helps me keep track. And when I want to go back and look through my journal, it's like, okay, I felt this day, and this happened, and then that happened. So I think it's able to see like patterns in what I'm feeling and what triggers different emotions, because it's important to recognize your triggers. That's a whole nother topic of triggers. But for me personally, that's what I like to do. And sometimes, I don't always feel like journaling. And so if I'm out about or in a space where I'm not able to journal, I kind of just, think through like, okay, like, am I being rational right now? What am I feeling? Why am I feeling this way? Okay, what can I do to fix this? Or what can I do to accept the reality of what's going on? And that just helped me so much to be a more level-headed person, because I know I'm a very emotional thinker, and I will act out of my emotions. And so for me, being able to analyze and work through them, I'm able to take time to process and not be so in the moment and jump at people or jump at different situations, because I haven't had time to think and analyze what I'm feeling. So I definitely challenge you all to take time when you're feeling different things, analyze them, work through them, and see what you come up with. Because if you think about it, it can only help you. It will help you learn more about yourself, and also help you navigate the current situation that you're in. So just take that time and analyze and work through those emotions. C's 2 cents for this week is, like I said earlier, take a listen to the Therapy for Black Girls Coping Kit episode. That's definitely a must listen to help you prepare and work through your emotions and things like that. And my second C's 2 cents for this week is completely unrelated, but that's okay because I like it. I think you guys should all watch Power. It's on Stars. They have, I think the first section was 5 seasons, and now there's like a spinoff called Ghost. And I'm not gonna lie, it's quite fire. So I definitely think you guys should all check it out, or not. That's just my 2 cents. That's all I have for today, guys. Thanks so much for listening to this week's episode. If you liked anything that you heard, be sure to subscribe, share with a friend, leave a review, and follow us on Instagram at The Honesty Circle with an _ at the end. Thanks again for listening, and go conquer your week.